Who are these Epstein elites that you're talking about? How do you even know they exist in any of these files that you are ready to eradicate them?
Well, two things. One, I actually tweeted out in 2019 about this, so this is something that
yes, you did.
Have spoken about. But I take the word of
But then there was a lapse, Ro. You tweeted out in 2019, then you guys came into power, and you were doing everything you could to find ways to go after Trump. But somehow, all of what may be in the Epstein files didn't make its way into those efforts. Help me.
Look, I think that there were two judges who ordered release of the files, but I give Trump credit for elevating this issue. And when he came into power, I didn't criticize him one bit. And I thought, okay, he's going to release the files. I wasn't like, where are the files? It's only after Pam Bondi said, well, we're done with the release, that Thomas Massie and I did this bill. And by the way, I thought, and I still hope that President Trump actually releases them. He could be a hero. If you look at my messaging and Thomas Massie's messaging, we are not making this about Donald Trump, contrary to James Carville, who I respect. But, you know, he's always looking at things from a political lens. I have never said this is about Donald Trump. I've said this is about justice for the survivors. I have said it is about protecting the kids. And I state today to President Trump, listen to the survivors on Tuesday. There's going to be a press conference. They're going to ask to meet with you. You could today meet with them, and you could order the release of the files, and you'll turn into a hero. The negative 39 approval rating will overnight turn around. And I'd rather you do that than have a political cost. So that is what it's been about for me. And I just want to see these files released. And survivors say that there are thousands of victims and a lot of people who have buildings named after them, scholarships named after them, who are in these files.
Right, but just because you're in the files didn't mean you do something or knew something, although I'm with you. I find it hard to believe how you could spend a lot of time with this guy and not have known what a monster he was. They should release all the files. I'm with you on that. Now, next point of controversy. I don't understand the caved argument. I think the left has the right issue. Affordability, costs are crushing us. The president's trying to get out in front of you on it now, but you guys have an advantage on this because he's in power and he owns affordability going the wrong way, okay? The shutdown was the right issue, but I didn't like the tactic because you and I both know there was never going to be any movement from the majority during a shutdown on any level because it never happens. The Democrats never did that for the Republicans, and it wasn't going to happen this time. So how is it caving to end something that could only end this way?
Well, first of all, let's start with the point that our healthcare system is broken. People's premiums are skyrocketing. That's one thing that it seems that the left and the right agree with. Now, in my view, the Affordable Care Act slowed the growth of those costs, but the point is the costs are absurd. And this is why I have been a consistent advocate for national health insurance, something that Donald Trump championed in 2000, something that FDR championed, Dr. King championed, that was part of the 1980 Democratic platform until 1980. And I think that's really where we need to head. In the meantime, we need to get some relief for people whose premiums are going to jump from $44 a month in one case to $2,600 a month. A real case of a taxi driver in Arizona who has cancer. His son ran up to me and shared this at an airport. And my view is that you could have had a deal with the Republicans. You've got people like Michael Lawler, Kevin Kiley, and others saying we're not going to do a permanent extension, but we may do it for a year. We may do it with some negotiation on eligibility. There are people like Sam Liccardo in my party who are working to that. What I don't understand is how we got nothing, no relief. I guess I'm not in politics to make healthcare the issue. I'm in politics to actually help people.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.